Hi everyone. So I'm coming on today to talk about um, my pain since I started chemo. Once I started chemo, in the beginning, my very first treatment, I was in the hospital and I stayed there for 2 weeks. So I didn't count my first chemo round as really knowing how it feels because I was in the hospital. So my pain was controlled, everything was controlled. I was in that type of environment. Okay, so after the first treatment, I went home. I got discharged, and I felt fine. So let's move forward to my second and third. My second and third chemo treatment, I was very nauseous. And at that point, I figured, oh, that's all I was going to have was being nauseous. So, moving on to 4 and 5. 4 and 5 round came. And that took me for a loop. I started experiencing bone pain. The bone pain was really bad. And I didn't expect to have bone pain. Because I watched other videos and no one talked about the bone pain. But 4 and 5, I experienced the bone pain. And that was really hard. Then we move on to 5 and 6. My fifth and sixth round of chemo was the same. I had bone pain, then I was very nauseous. So when I went back to my pain management doctor, I told him about my bone pain and I told him about being nauseous. So I was prescribed something for that. 7 and 8 came around. The bone pain was worse. The fatigue was really bad. The tiredness was really bad. The pain was even worse. So at that point, when I saw my pain management doctor again, he gave me something else because I began experiencing a lot of the bone pains, the aches, and I had back pain, but I couldn't tolerate my back bothering me. So I was sent to have a CT scan to make sure that my cancer didn't spread to my spine because I was just having a lot of pain that I couldn't control anymore. So at that point, I was put on some nerve pills because I have nerve pain now in my back. So that explains some of why my back was hurting. Not all, but some. So that was very difficult for me to digest and to deal with. 9 and 10 came. The pain was worse. The nausea was worse. My back pain was worse. My back pain was so bad to where it didn't matter if I was sitting or standing or laying. It got worse. Now, this entire time that I'm on chemo, I've been receiving physical therapy as well as occupational therapy. So I was thinking that will keep my muscles loose and help my muscles. It didn't. Where am I? 9, 10, 11, 12. That's when it got hairy. Really hairy. And by that point, they found a fifth tumor. And my fifth tumor is actually in my lung. So, and I'm already a person that has asthma. So it made my asthma worse because when I'm walking, I'm coughing and I can't breathe. So I had to then go back to my primary doctor because he treats my asthma and explain to him what was going on. So at that point, he told me I needed to do my breathing treatments 4 times a day. and use my rescue inhaler when I'm out and walking around. But it still gave me a hard time breathing. It didn't matter. So, sorry, I had a spasm. But once the pain started to get worse, and nothing I was taking was helping. I'm on several different medications, morphine being one of them, to help with the pain. But I have to take something coincide with that. So when we talk about cancer, some people may not tell you about the pain you're going to have. Bone pain is one of them. Nausea is another one that you're going to have. I began experiencing the nerves in my face. I said it looks like spasms. I began having those. And they would trickle. And you can literally see it in my face that I'm having it. Then I began having them in my whole body. And then, but the one that's happening around my mouth, it impaired my speech. So that was another one of my side effects. So now you have the bone pain, the nerve pain I have, and the spasms that are in my face. I haven't seen anybody talk about that. I don't know if that's common or not. But this is what I'm experiencing. This is what I'm going through. The spasms they don't hurt in my face. They are more so annoying. Because every time I would go to say something, my speech began to be slur. So you really couldn't understand what I was saying. So we're moving on to 12-13. Chemo around 12 and 13. My bone pain got so severe I couldn't stand to be touched. Once you touch me, I screamed because my bones were hurting just that bad. And no matter what I took, no matter what I tried to do, I was just uncomfortable. Not only did I experience a lot of bone pain, starting from chemo 5-6, the next, it was hard for me to get up. It was hard for me to move around. Whenever I walk, I would have pain. Whenever I would sit down, I would have pain. The only relief I had was really when I lay down, and I just had to stay there. I couldn't get up. So that began to frustrate me because as a mother, you want to get up, you want to take care of your kids. But I got to the point where I couldn't. And I'm still at that point when I'm on chemo. I go to chemo on Wednesday. I received 2 different type of chemo on Wednesday. Wednesday, I come home with another type of chemo. And I go back on Friday to have that chemo removed and to have another type of chemo. So I'm on 4 different chemo regimens. And that's what my situation is calling for. My tumors are on my organs. So I don't even think surgery to remove them is an option for me. I don't know. I know they're shrinking, and I thank God they're shrinking. But far as whether or not they can remove, I'm not worried about that right now. I'm more so worried about making sure the chemo is working, that my body is responding to it. I'll take the days that I'm sick. I'll take that. If me having chemo is to lengthen my life expectancy long, then I'll do it for my family. I'll do it. It's hard to say, no, I'm not going to do that because I have children. I want to see my kids grow up. I want to see my grands if I have any, But the pain is just there. My bones hurt. I have the body ache. My back constantly hurts. And, I have back pain because now I have nerve pain in my back on top of a bulged disc. Yeah. So it was like every time they did a CT scan, they found something else. MRI, they found something else. And I began to get very frightened of a CT scan, which I have another one coming up on the 17th. So I'm praying and putting it out in the atmosphere, putting it in God's hand that they don't find anything else. Because as of right now, on top of my cancer, I have asthma, I have nerve pain, I have a bulge disc, and now I'm having problems with my heart rate. My heart rate is extremely high, whether I'm sitting, laying, or walking. When I get up, because I can monitor my own heart rate, my heart rate jumps to 160, 170. And it's not being explained why my heart rate is doing that. From walking from the parking lot inside my home, which is not a far walk, my heart rate has went as high as to 180. And I literally can tell when my heart rate is high. I have this pressure that I can't get rid of. And then I have to do another breathing treatment because then it begins to get hard to breathe. Hence, I have a tumor in my lung. So, some of my pain is manageable on certain days. But after chemo, it's not manageable at all. I just have to lay there and take it. I have to just cry because I'm in so much pain that I'm already on chemo. I just had chemo. I'm not feeling well. I'm not being able to keep down food. I'm barely tolerating drink while I'm on chemo. But to add on top of the nausea and the vomiting, my pain, and not to be able to even swallow my pills because after chemo, for some reason I have this problem where my throat swells. So I'm rubbing my pills, trying to get my meds down. Sometimes it stays down, sometimes it won't. There's certain pills that I have to take. They're real big. One of the sizes is potassium. That's a huge pill. I can't even swallow it. So what I've been doing is crushing them. If whatever medication that I can take and I can crush them, that's what I've been doing. That helps to at least get my medication in my system. But far as being able to eat after chemo, it may be the 4th or 5th day after chemo, I'm able to eat. Now, I have 3 days on chemo. I come off on that Friday. So you're looking at that Monday or that Tuesday is where I can tolerate a small portion of food. And I have to choose very wisely because certain things just set it off. So normally that 4th and 5th day or that 6th day, I will eat crackers. I may try soup or mashed potatoes, nothing heavy that will irritate my stomach. So for that works. But the pain, oh my God, the pain. I would not wish my pain on my worst enemy. That's how bad my pain is. And as of right now, it's been getting worse. It's not getting any better. I live in a state where the winter's very cold. I live in Virginia, and it is very cold here. And on top of all that, my bones hurt, which I recently found out that I have arthritis now. So you're adding bone pain on top of arthritis now. So when you think about all the meds I'm taking, the pain I'm in, and even when I take all my meds on a scheduled time like I'm supposed to, my pain doesn't go lower than a 7. It's still there. The intensity is just the difference. I have not been at a low number of pain tolerance yet. When I walk, I'm hurting. Now, when I'm walking, I'm starting to have muscle spasms as I walk. And that pain? Because it's just there. It's the spasm. They go up and down my back, and I get this pain in my hip. Then the pain is in my leg, to where I literally have to sit down or I'll fall down. So it's hard um, for anybody that is dealing with any sickness, especially cancer, because you're going through chemo and your immune system is pretty much being ripped to shreds. And you're in fear of being around people that's sick, going into different places, because my anxiety level has shot through the roof with that. Anywhere I go, I wear a mask to protect myself. It's more so of my own peace of mind knowing I went to the supermarket, did what I needed to do, and didn't stress myself out about somebody coughing or whatever, because I had my mask when I was protecting myself. As soon as I get home, I always wash my hands and wash my face, just in case I come in contact with anything. That's just me. Everybody's different. Everybody, paranoia is different. My paranormal is high because of my immune system, and I understand what's going on with my body. So what may be a common cold to you can pass off to me as pneumonia or the flu. And I'm not trying to go down that path. So for my own peace of mind, I wear gloves and I wear a mask when I'm out and about to protect myself. So I'm on round 17 or 18. So this next week, I go back to chemo on Wednesday. I have chemo every 2 weeks, Like I stated in my first video, I have stage 4 colon cancer. So my treatments are every 2 weeks, 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So all the way up until that Monday, before I go back to chemo, is when I start to feel better. So literally that Monday, the week of chemo, I feel better. I'm able to eat more. I'm able to tolerate more fluid. But then I go to chemo on Wednesday, and I have to start this whole cycle all over again. I've been drinking smoothies. Whatever I can tolerate, I drink it. I've been drinking Ensure. So it's different things that I've been doing to kind of keep my nutrition level up. If I go as far as to prep before I have chemo, like some green vegetables, I go as far as to prep those. So when I'm on chemo, I know I can have that and it's ready. All my son got to do is warm it up. Because when I'm on chemo, I have energy for nothing. I can't even take care of my small kids. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. My other 3, they're older. So they can pretty much fend for themselves. So by that being said, when I'm on chemo, my mother-in-law, she helps. My older kids, they have stepped up and they've been helping me like a dream. Far as bringing me drinks, rubbing my legs when I need it, rubbing my feet, anything to make me comfortable while I'm on chemo, and until I'm better, they are doing it. And I'm grateful for that because, even though it's difficult on them, I'm grateful that they love me enough to push how they feel aside and just take care of me. Even just to look at them and I can see the tears in their eyes when I'm crying and I'm in so much pain I can't take it. That the way they look, the tears in their eyes, that gets to me. But they still do it. They still come. They make sure I have what I need. Mommy, do you need anything? Do you need me to go to the store? They have stepped up 100% and made sure I was comfortable. When I need to rest, they will let me rest. And I would tell them I don't feel well. And they were like, well, go lay down. We got everything. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. They will do it for me. They make sure I'm eating. Even though I can't tolerate food, they still will bring me crackers, something to drink for me to try. They will keep trying until they find something that will stay on my stomach. And I'm happy for that. They make sure that My meds, the ones that can be crushed, they crush them and they put them in like an applesauce or something for me to drink, or they will put it in a little paper and then I can dump it in my mouth and swallow liquid behind it. They're really good at that, But like I said, when you have cancer, there is pain, a lot of bone pain. I know bone pain is across the board with all kind of cancer because you're undergoing chemo. Fatigue is across the board for everyone. Tiredness is across the board for everyone. Like I said, I haven't lost my hair. The chemo regimen that I'm on, it did not give me hair loss. But there are certain chemos that will give you hair loss. And within 3 weeks, you will begin to lose your hair. I haven't had that issue. Like I said, my hair is actually growing. And I'm glad for that, But if my hair fell out during chemo, oh well. I'll be walking around here bald-headed with a hat on. But, my hair is my least of my worries. I want to get better so I'm able to take care of my children. So I'm able to just play tea party with my daughter because I only have one and she's 3. Just the little simple things like that. I want to get better so I can do these things. Something as simple as giving her a bath. Because I can't. Sometimes I have to ask for help. My friend, she's really good. She'll come and she'll give my daughter a bath for me. Or my mother-in-law, she will give my daughter a bath for me. Now, her dad,